and for taking a deep breath. That's how we do it. We did an interview with Timo, and we're not going to do an interview with you this time. There is so much here, and if we've got to even be careful the questions that we ask, or else it is going to be Pandora's box. Trust me. But God has done some neat things. I'm going to ask you, though, a couple of questions, and I want you to share your testimony on how you came to the Lord. But first, how did you get here? Art, how did you, or both of you, how did you get to the gathering place? Oh.
We've been, can you hear me? We've been looking for church for, I don't know, 7 years, 6 years, something like that. And
months, did you say? Months?
Years.
Years.
And, you know, we found some nice churches, and we go through the usual ceremony and being married. But there was something missing, and I think probably everybody here has gone through that same experience. And it just it wasn't very fulfilling. Yeah, once in a while, you know, you'd feel the presence of the Lord, not too often. And you didn't really get to know the people. They'd come in, sit down, and leave. And so that wasn't what we wanted, what we were looking for. As it turns out, Marco is going to daycare where Brianna works. And Brianna happened to mention to Sonia about the gathering place. And we thought about going to different churches, and by that point, there's another one. So it took about 3 months before we finally decided to come. And that's all it took. One time. I think what the gentleman from Gideon Bibles mentioned last week,
Yes, Bradley.
about how we were so lucky that the Lord's presence is here. He felt it. And I think just about every guest that you had here has mentioned the same thing, that they felt the presence. And we feel it every time we come. And I hope it's not just us, I hope it's all of us that experience that. Because having been in other churches and experiencing that environment and then experiencing this environment, it's night and day. And this is what it's supposed to be.
So, man, your part to the getting here.
So, Joel was the one who was going to the daycare. Marco goes there now, and Brianna used to be teaching there in Joel's class. And she had said some good things about Joel, you know, conversations that had happened in the class, and she had written a lot of notes to us saying how she's seeing the Lord in his life. And I said, well, this teacher is different. Well, all the other teachers says, oh, he's good in math and blah, blah, blah. This teacher is looking at